deconstruct the mythology and make Hercules be about a man first, and being a man who had a family, and he is a family man, and family is important, and even though Hercules lost his family, he also had a family around him. And there was also another, it was also the spirit of there's no greatness and no success ever achieved alone. We do everything together. Everyone, at any level of success, you always have the people around you who help foster and support you. Family, if you will. So the element of family is always important to me in movies that I do, whether it's G.I. Joe, or Fast and Furious, or Hercules, where family is always becomes the root of the story. And in terms of Hercules being definitive for me as an actor and as a man, Hercules in many ways was definitive for me over the course of my career. And I know Brett felt the same way too. And, you know, Hercules, I've always said, came around to both of us at the perfect time. The perfect time in terms of the life that we've lived already, our age, and we were able to come and bring our own experiences, life experiences, not as young men in our early 20s, but as men who've lived lives. And I put my heart and soul into this role. I wanted to transform every day for 90 plus days, 4.5 hours of hair and makeup, the training, the diet, and things like that. I don't regret one day of it. I would do it, if I could do it all again, I'd do it twice. I would do it with Brett, and I would do it with this story. So it has become a very definitive movie for me, because also too, it's Hercules. He was essentially the world's first superhero. The creator of Superman has always referenced Hercules as his inspiration to create Superman. Hercules is the world's first superhero, so you only get one shot at it. It's an iconic role, and it's become definitive for me in my career.
And it's really a family film. And thank you for pointing that out, because this is a movie that everyone in Mexico can bring their entire family from maybe ages 12, Michael?
8 and up.
8, from ages 8 and up, because if you really watch the film, and I have, you know, little cousins and nephews, and they're 7, 8 years old, they love the movie, because the violence is strong, but it's not graphic. It's not brutal. There's not blood flying everywhere. If you watch 300, which is a great movie, every shot is blood splurting everywhere. But that is specifically for adults. There's sex scenes. There's no sex scenes in this movie. There's no...
Only in my head.
there's no gratuitous sex. There's no gratuitous violence. You don't have heads chopping off and blood squirting. It's tough, strong stuff. I call it the Jackie Chan style of action, because there's no blood. It's not brutal where it would scare a little 8-year-old kid. So that's the thing that we wanted to do. We wanted to do something strong, edgy, very cool, but we didn't want to alienate families. We wanted families to come in and see this movie and love the movie, and that's what our goal was. And I think we've accomplished that. So bring all your kids, please. They will love it.
We wanted to surround Hercules with an incredible team. We also wanted the team of Hercules to be directly influenced by the real mythology. So all the characters surrounding Hercules are real characters from the Greek mythology. And we also felt that it was important, as I was saying earlier, was the version of Hercules that you never see is the version where there is Hercules, but he's only Hercules, and he's only the powerful Hercules because of the people around him. Help him succeed, help him with the 12 labors, help him in these incredible battle scenes. So we wanted to showcase that. And in terms of the other actors, we wanted to make sure that it felt like a truly international cast. We have incredible Norwegian actors, British actors, Swedish actors. I mean, it was, for me personally, we got a great friendship with all the actors. And, you know, when you're in a movie like this that shoots for 4 or 5 months, and you're in Budapest, you're in the mountains of Budapest, and the only thing you have is each other, 14, 15 hours a day, with this incredibly talented director, who's also a maniac, by the way, who can get very tough. You bond with your other actors, so I enjoyed every minute.
We had such a great cast. It really felt like a family. It wasn't just Hercules and Dwayne alone standing up there. It was an ensemble. It was like the Magnificent Seven. You know, it was like a gang of, it was a gang of mercenaries. It wasn't like it was a gang of mercenaries. And what I'm proud of is that each character had their own individuality and their own unique, not only visually, but their own weaponry. They each had their own skill set with their own type of weapons. And at the end of the movie, I think all the audience is satisfied because each character has resolved. Each character has an arc. And that's why all these actors love this movie, love being a part of it, and felt connected to something, and are all very proud of it. For me, it was a huge challenge. And if you look at my career, a lot of the guys who just do comedies, I did Rush Hour, as you know, those films, they get stuck doing those types of movies. I'm very lucky in my career because I was able to do movies in many different genres. When I did Red Dragon, the prequel to Silence of the Lambs, or I do a movie like Family Man. So for me, I always wanted to challenge myself, and to do a movie like this with horses, 100 horses and chariots and hundreds of soldiers and weapons, and I mean, it was the biggest undertaking of my entire career, my entire life. And like Dwayne said, there wasn't a day that I regret, or I didn't love every day of the experience of doing it, and I will do it again, of course, with this man. And we had a really hardest work ever, I know, for Dwayne, for myself, but we made it fun because we all had each other. So that was the great part, and I think you see it on the screen. You see that even in the battle scenes, these guys were enjoying, and you saw the thing that I couldn't create, what they had automatically, was camaraderie and chemistry. That's something that I can't do. I can't direct that. But he had a great rapport, even if it's with the older actors that were, you know, maybe unhappy because it was 105 degrees and they were bitching and complaining at certain times. Each one had an incredible passion for their characters.
And that's why it comes to how it's connected to the character. I think it was just the idea of a character who had been down. He had gone through turmoil, and he had gone through some great pain in his life. And I was very fortunate. Now as I'm a little older, 29. I can look back at my life and be so appreciative of the times that I was down, that I had endured pain, or that whether it's family loss or whether it was depression or anything like that, that I was down. And then I found that now I can appreciate those times when I was down in my life, because it made every time I got back that much better and that much stronger. So that's what I was able to get with Hercules. That's how I was able to connect with our version of Hercules, who, when we meet him, he's gone through some pain because he lost his family, and his family was everything to him. So he's trying to live every day as best as he possibly can, as we all do, by the way. We all try to live the best life that we possibly can. We get kicked, we get knocked down, we get our asses kicked, we get back up. In terms of what was the most uncomfortable for me, I think, you know, the beard was, it wasn't just a lace beard. What we did, we went and we got the most incredible beard designers and wig designers in the world, a team of incredible Italian designers, all Oscar nominated, and it wasn't a lace beard. It was, what he would do, he would cut strips of yak hair, the animal, a yak.
They eat yak.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing. Delicious. I had it this morning. About yak hair, about an inch long and about a quarter inch wide. And he would place that on my face piece by piece by piece, 4 hours every day. Then I find out, I said, his name was Mateo. And I said, Mateo, what kind of hair is this? He said, oh, it's from the yak. I said, oh, from the yak. I said, yes. I said, what part of the yak? He said, the balls. Oh, balls. Yes, balls. So that is the commitment I have as an actor for you, is to lay the yak ball hair on my face in a beard. But other than that, I had no complaints.
And Dwayne has been very humble, because the truth is, on top of all of this that we explained to you, he came to the movie injured. He had a major injury. and called me and said, I promise you, I'm coming. This is, you know, it's not going to be easy, but I'm going to rehabilitate myself. Literally his guts were coming out of his stomach because what happened exactly?
Well, before that, what happened was I was in a wrestling match at WWE WrestleMania. Very big match. I was WWE champion. I wrestled John Cena. 8 weeks before I was supposed to come to St. Budapest. In the match, which lasted roughly 45 minutes, I tore 2 tendons from my pelvis. Tore them away. So I had no control of my leg. My leg was just, I couldn't lift it, I couldn't do anything. So then that caused a weakening in my abdomen wall, which caused emergency surgery, 3 hernias. So that's when I called Brett and I said, we got a little problem. I give you my word, I'm still gonna make it on set. We're gonna have to delay the movie by only 2 weeks. Cost the studio $1 million a week. They weren't happy. And then I called
Shows you his commitment to a character who has to do battle scenes, that he was injured, but he committed every morning to work out, to rehabilitate, and we were very careful to not hurt himself, but it was, I mean, beyond superhuman what he was able to do with that type of injury. Amazing.
I was only going to tell the yak ball story, but I came to say, well, right now, God, you know, you hooked me. You've been fast, you've been furious, you've been a fairy. I think what I'm going to do next, I'm going to do an action comedy, which I'm very excited about. I was just talking with Brett about that, and then followed up with. I'm not quite too sure yet, but you know, this is what happens in our business. You think you'd like to do something, you have all your ducks in a row, and then all of a sudden a project will come, you'll read it, you go, oh, I want to do this next. So I have a couple of options to do something next. But yes, you're right. I am fast. I am furious, and I was a failure.
Dwayne's commitment, my belief, and I'll just talk more also about him, and then I'll tell you what I mean, but I think Dwayne's so committed to every character, even as a fairy. He was so committed to his characters that I don't think there's anything that this man cannot do. And I feel the same. I feel fearless in my commitment. I've never done, 50, 60 years ago, directors in Hollywood were under contract, and they would go from a comedy to a drama, to a western, to a musical. Their job was that they were paid to be a storyteller, and whatever story was put in front of them, they were paid. And actors too, actors went from doing all different genres, and that's the one thing that Dwayne can do, and I feel like myself. We can do movies in any genre because of our commitment and our love and passion for the work. And so when you love something, and I think we're both very similar in the way that we make choices based on instinct. It's less cerebral, intellectual as far as strategic. We read something, we feel it, and we're like, I want to make this. So whatever plan you had or whatever you thought you wanted to do, you read something and it changes your feeling about it, but that's okay because we trust our own instincts and we make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But at the end of the day, you believe in yourself, right? And then you become the hero, just like Hercules. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.